Imagine being trapped in a battle where the very essence of your soul is at stake. A young woman, once full of life, suddenly becomes a vessel for something so dark, so ancient, that no one could explain it. Her body twists and contorts in ways no human should endure. Her voice is replaced by something monstrous, something that laughs at your prayers. This isn't just a story. It's the most horrifying possession ever recorded. A real-life exorcism that defied belief and ended in tragedy. What really happened in that room? Was it truly a battle between good and evil? Or was something far more terrifying at play? Stay tuned, because the truth behind Anneliese Michel's possession is darker than anything you can imagine. In 1975, Anneliese Michel, a young German woman, began to change. It started subtly, mumbling, outbursts, a strange sadness that seemed to cling to her. Her devout Catholic family thought it was just a phase, but things only grew worse. She began speaking in languages she had never learned. Her body twisted in unnatural ways. Her eyes darkened into hollow voids that seemed to stare straight into the soul. She wasn't herself anymore. Desperate, her family sought the help of the church. Two priests, Father Arnold Renz and Father Ernst Alt, would soon be part of the most horrifying exorcism ever recorded. They arrived, unsure of what they would face. But when they saw Anneliese, locked in her room, twisted and wild-eyed, they knew it was something far more sinister than any illness. This was possession. Father Renz began reading the exorcism prayers, but the words seemed powerless. The room grew colder, heavier, and with every prayer, Anneliese's body contorted violently. She fought not with her own strength, but with a force that seemed beyond human comprehension. Her frail body was no match for the strength the demon inside her commanded. Her eyes glowed with a cold emptiness, her movements erratic and violent. Days passed. The priests came back every night, but the demon didn't yield. It mocked them, laughed at their attempts, and whispered vile things. Anneliese's body deteriorated. She grew thinner, her skin turned pale, her once beautiful face gaunt and hollow. Yet the demon inside her was thriving, laughing, taunting. The priests could feel the strength of its power, an evil they could not control. As the days turned into weeks, the struggle seemed endless. The priests, once confident in their faith, were now exhausted, their resolve beginning to falter. But still, they pressed on, believing that their prayers could save Anneliese. The demon, however, showed no signs of surrender. It continued to fight, twisting her body into impossible shapes, cracking her neck in unnatural ways, and pushing her to the brink of death. One night, something changed. The room grew still, the air thick with dread. Anneliese's body went rigid. Then, in a voice that was not hers, the demon spoke. The words echoed in the room with chilling certainty. "Your God cannot save her. She is mine." The priests were paralyzed with fear. The malevolence in the words was undeniable, but they knew they had to continue. With renewed determination, they pressed on, reading their prayers, hoping for a miracle. But it was too late. Anneliese's body, worn and broken, could no longer fight. After 67 days of torment, Anneliese Michel died. The young woman, who had once been full of life, whose eyes had sparkled with joy, was gone. In her place was only a lifeless body, one that had endured unspeakable horrors. But the horror didn't end there. The two priests who had performed the exorcism were put on trial for negligent homicide, despite their claims that they had done everything in their power to save her. The courts ruled that their actions had contributed to Anneliese's death. The case became one of the most chilling in history, leaving the world to question what had truly happened in that room. Even now, decades later, the story of Anneliese Michel continues to haunt those who hear it. Was Anneliese truly possessed by a demon? Or was something else at play? The lines between faith and science blur, and the true nature of her torment remains a mystery. What happened in that room, in those final moments, will forever be shrouded in darkness. One thing is certain: the possession of Anneliese Michel wasn't just the scariest exorcism ever recorded. It was a tragedy, a haunting reminder of the darkness that can sometimes take root deep within us all.